I have always wanted to change up the type of content I've been making on social media for 5 years and change it to making the self-help type of content. Having healthy habits and having a better lifestyle overall has always been something I've been extremely passionate about all my life, but I have refused to bring that part of me to social media because of one reason, which is because the word self-help influencer or like mental health influencer has always made me cringe. I was never really a fan of the self-help influencers because my version of self-help isn't that glamorous, or like the beautiful lifestyle and the aesthetic morning routine. I feel for me personally that comes after you work on what's going on. So that's why I am here. I think I want to show the less glamorous part of self-help. I don't know if I want to go by being a self-help influencer. I just kind of want my channel to be more so like a diary. I just want to show you guys like the ups and downs of my journey of being 20, going down this path and consistently working through my stuff, figuring out who I am and like what I want to do in this world. I feel like some of you guys are wondering, what do I know about self-help and why am I even a reliable source when all you guys really have seen of me on social media is me posting kid-friendly videos where I just bite into a jelly fruit. As I have been posting more on YouTube and developing a deeper connection and relationship with you guys, I feel like I'm in a place now where I can share a part of me that I have not shared before on social media, which is I have actually been on a self-development, self-improvement, I don't know what to call it, but like whatever that is, journey since I was 14 years old. It's always been something I am passionate about. I just want to quickly summarize my self-help journey to you guys, just so you have more of an understanding of where I am coming from when I am making these videos. However, I am not going to get into depth about my journey because there's so much to it, and I just don't want to make this a super long video where I'm like rambling. If you guys do want to know more about my self-help journey, then maybe I can make another video about it, who knows. But for now, I'm just gonna give you a brief little summary of it just because there's just so much detail and just so much that happened during those 5 years of my journey. So my dad is a life coach and he started getting into the life coach work when I was like 7. And during that time, we were just like listening to a lot of like motivational speakers. When my dad would drive me and my brothers to school, instead of listening to music, he would play Tony Robbins tapes and we would just listen to him like speak our whole way to school. I think my dad's thought process behind consistently making my brothers and I listen to motivational speakers at a very young age was to have us be able to store the information we learned like in our subconscious, because when you're like 7 or like a really young age, that's like imprint stage, so that's when you really like take in information a lot more. Anyways, at age 14 is where I start my journey because I finally started to like Tony Robbins and get into his stuff. My dad started flying my brothers and I to Tony Robbins seminars. So whenever we went to seminars, my brothers would usually volunteer and I would go to this youth leadership group and I would just watch the seminar with them because not a lot of kids would go to those seminars. And then from there I went to like leadership summer camps where instead of doing fun little camping activities such as like making bracelets, we were doing like processes on getting rid of childhood trauma. I had my Tony Robbins phase from like 14 to 15. It didn't really last long because I didn't feel like too connected to it. And then when I turned 16, that's when I got into the good stuff, which is vertical spirituality. And this is where I kind of see my journey officially starting once I got into like the spirituality concept of it all. So for 10 years, my dad was also really into this one program in India where he would work with monks. But basically throughout those years, my dad was consistently flying up to India to work with the monks. Like he would be gone for like a month and I would just stay at my mom's house while he was like living in India, and he was taking like these classes from monks and he was learning about like meditation and like finding yourself and just going on the whole like spiritual journey. And every time my dad came back from India, he always seemed like he was just a lot lighter or just happier, or he was just in a better place. And I was always curious about that. So when I was 16, I started asking him about it, and that's when he was ready to get me involved in the program. His goal was to never force anything onto me, and he always wanted me to like come to him and say, hey, I want to get into this. Like once I show interest in it and I say, hey, I want to get into that, is when he will actually involve me in it. So I told him, I was like, I want to start getting into this like meditation, spiritual stuff. From there, my dad, my brothers, and we started flying out to meditation seminars, and I was just doing a lot of those. And then I went up to India for a month, and I was working with the monks, and we also helped out in villages. We did a lot of amazing stuff. It was honestly one of the most beautiful experiences in my life. After India, I started working with monks and like meeting up with them virtually once a week. So I had like a monk as like a life coach, a healer, whatever you want to call it. Age 16 to age 17, so for 2 years of my life, I was just really involved in this type of work of like meditating, connection to source, finding your center, all of that. So I was consistently working with monks that I would meet with once a week. I was attending these youth leadership programs where I would meet once a week with a bunch of kids my age who are also into the work. And then I was also doing a lot of seminars, reading a lot of books, just really getting involved and learning about horizontal spirituality. Then, once I turned 18 years old, we enter a new era of my journey, which is, drumroll please, horizontal spirituality. So I got into horizontal spirituality, and that's kind of like where I'm at to this day. I'm still really into horizontal spirituality. Maybe it will change down the line, but it's just really like what I'm vibing with right now. I am not going to give too much of an explanation on vertical and horizontal spirituality. If you want to hear about it in another video, just let me know, or just look it up on your own time. What has really resonated with me on going through my journey of horizontal spirituality is just finding a deeper way to connect to my body and drop in. And learning how to like properly drop in, I feel like that in itself could be like a 10-year journey, because dropping into me is about learning how to fully presence your body and just be in it. There's so much depth I could get into with horizontal spirituality, but for now I'm just gonna keep it super brief. If you guys want to learn more about it, let me know. Maybe I'll make a video. And that's basically the whole point of this video, just to let you guys know, like, hey, I'm gonna start changing up my content to like the self-help work, but not like in the cringy, annoying way that I've seen on social media before.